Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. You're watching Malik Kashawatch, where we shine a light on police misconduct, defend public accountability, and make sure the law works both ways, for the people and those who enforce it. If you're new here, take a second to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we've got more real, unfiltered encounters coming your way every single week. Now, today's footage is something special. It comes from Deeper or Not to Plot, a channel that's been doing incredible work documenting public interactions and exposing the fine line between lawful authority and overreach. Their link is down in the description below. So after this video, be sure to check them out and show them some support. This one's got everything: calm reasoning, sharp legal awareness, and a clear reminder of how easily ordinary public filming can spiral into confrontation. It's a masterclass in knowing your rights and standing your ground. So grab your headphones, settle in, and watch closely, because what happens here says a lot about how far policing in the UK has drifted from transparency, and why videos like this matter more than ever.
You got a little YouTube video?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Is it a little YouTube video you do?
No, it's just for public interest.
Oh, right.
That's all.
How's things, alright?
Yeah, not bad.
Looking after yourself?
Would you mind just identifying yourself for me?
Well, why would I need to do that?
Because you addressed me and you're talking to me, so I just want to know who I'm talking to.
Of course I can. PC Bloomfield, his warrant card.
No worries.
And that's get changed.
And your shoulder number?
It's 19, then 48, and then NW for November Whiskey, because we're in northwest London right now.
No worries, thank you very much. And
You're
yourself,
a bit cold in your shorts, aren't you?
No, I'm like this all year round.
Really? You got all set for Christmas?
No.
No, me neither.
The video kicks off with a calm but purposeful start. The auditor begins by explaining exactly what he's doing, filming for public interest, not for cheap clicks or online drama. From the very first sentence, you can tell this isn't your typical YouTube gotcha moment. He's serious, measured, and clear about his intent, accountability, not confrontation. Point one of the officers tries to keep things light, cracking a joke about the auditor's shorts and Christmas shopping. It's small talk, maybe a way to test the tone. But the auditor doesn't take the bait. Instead, he politely asks for badge numbers and names, keeping the interaction professional and transparent. His calm confidence sets the tone. He's not here to argue. He's here to document that as he explains his purpose, the broader context becomes clear. After years of lockdowns, confusion, and shifting public trust, he wants to know whether officers still understand the mood of the people they serve. Has policing changed? Has the relationship between law enforcement and the public recovered, or has it quietly fractured? This opening frames the encounter perfectly. It's not just one man with a camera. It's a quiet test of accountability, trust, and truth. And by the end of this first exchange, you can already tell this video is about something bigger, whether the police still see themselves as part of the public or above it.
I'll wait till like Christmas Eve and panic buy.
I think that's what a lot of people do.
Do you go around a lot of stations doing this?
I go around quite a few, yeah.
Any particular reason why, sir?
Pardon?
Any particular reason why?
Well, first of all, could you just identify yourself for me as well, please?
There you go. Papa, 237 305.
237 305, no worries. Thank you very much, sir.
So why are you here filming today then?
Why? Because I just want to engage with some officers and just see how they feel, because during lockdown and everything else, and there was loads of things going on, and the last couple of years have just been absolutely crazy for everyone. Right? And there's a lot of places all across the country where they feel that the police are so disconnected from the public.
Right.
And all what it is just to see how officers actually feel, whether or not they feel that they are disengaged, and if they are, or a little bit, how you would actually feel and what you would like to see happen to try and bring the people and the police back together again.
The conversation quickly deepens as the auditor presses his main point, that the police, over time, have grown disconnected from the very public they are sworn to protect. What begins as a simple exchange soon turns into a real philosophical debate about power, responsibility, and identity. The officers push back, insisting they are still part of the public, living under the same laws, taxes, and daily pressures as everyone else. But the auditor doesn't let that answer slide so easily. He calmly reminds them that while they may share the same streets and laws, their oath of office sets them apart. As constables, they've sworn to uphold the law, not merely live under it. and that carries a higher standard of conduct. That's where the tension really lies. It's not about who they are off duty. It's about what their badge represents when they are on it. The auditor challenges them directly. Do they truly embrace that responsibility? Or do they hide behind the comfort of saying, "We're just like everyone else"? His questioning hits a nerve. You can sense the officers pausing, thinking, even second-guessing for a moment. What he's exposing isn't just a misunderstanding. It's a cultural divide between how officers see themselves and how the public expects them to behave.
Do we feel that we're disengaged to the public? Is that the question?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we are members of the public though, aren't we?
Yeah,
Really?
but you are serving officers.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is what is actually being split.
Right.
Yeah, but we're still members of the public, so we're not obviously police officers 24/7, are we? So we are still members of the public, and policy, regardless of it's police policy or government policy, still affects us like it would affect you.
Yeah, but you are serving constables.
Yeah.
Okay, and as serving constables, okay, you have to uphold the law.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is what is actually in question, is the way that it's actually done.
Yeah.
So you're questioning whether we're. I'll tell you what, mate. Do you want to just step out that way? So you don't
Yeah, no worries, let's go.
Tell you what, sir. Have a lovely Christmas. Rather than four of us talk to you, we'll let our colleagues speak to you while they're in uniform.
All right.
We'll go and get changed.
No worries.
Have a
go.
lovely Christmas.
And
Look
you,
after yourself.
no worries. Take care.
Okay. And you know what you're doing, you're filming and that. If that's, you know, we've all got to have a hobby. If that's what you're enjoying, I hope you enjoy it.
No worries.
The tone shifts as the officers start to back away from the discussion. You can almost see the discomfort set in. That subtle body language of people who suddenly realize the conversation has gone deeper than expected. One of them tries to deflect, suggesting that their uniformed colleagues would be better suited to speak on such matters. It feels less like protocol and more like a quiet retreat, an attempt to escape questions that cut too close to the bone. But the auditor doesn't take the bait. He stays perfectly calm, his demeanor steady and controlled, even as the officers fidget. To him, this isn't small talk. It's about accountability. One officer jokes, saying everyone needs a hobby, trying to lighten the mood and brush off the seriousness. Yet the auditor doesn't crack a smile. He's not here for banter or approval. He's here for answers patiently. He presses each officer again. Names, collar numbers, identification. It's a professional but firm reminder that public duty requires transparency, not avoidance. This moment says a lot. It exposes a pattern we see time and time again. When public officials are faced with tough, uncomfortable questions, the instinct is to minimize, distract, or walk away, rather than confront the real issues.
Okay, take care.
Okay, you're just recording the station for YouTube.
Well, first of all, would you mind both identifying yourself for me, please?
I'm 45,
It's all right. I'm dyslexic, sir.
PC Mackay,
Sorry?
580 November Whiskey.
1580.
You're recording it so you can watch it back.
How long are you going to be here?
I wasn't.
I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't hear the conversation you had with my colleagues, so I'm not quite sure what you said to them.
Well, first of all, would you mind just identifying yourself properly? PC Gordon. And your shoulder number?
2313.
2313. Cool. Thank you very much.
And what was the conversation between your colleagues, my colleagues, and yourself? Oh, I didn't hear anything.
Well, just to find out how the police actually engage with the public. Okay, and how far disconnected at the moment a lot of areas across the country where the police are disconnected from the public.
Disconnect. I mean, the only interaction we have with members of the public is, unfortunately, is when things go wrong. But we don't knock on people's doors and have tea and scones. We only go to someone's house if there's been an incident. You see.
Well,
So
it's not only that. It's also when you actually pull people.
we do what, sorry?
Also, when you actually pull people.
Pull people.
Yep. I.e., whether or not they're in their car or they're walking down the road. Okay, and you suspect them of something. Okay, it's the way that they're actually treated and the way that you actually present yourself and the way that you actually follow the law as it should be followed.
Well, I mean, there is a procedure, and it's normally recorded, everything we do. So, if there's any, have you been asked? Have you been? Have yours?
With a new set of officers stepping onto the scene, the auditor wastes no time. He immediately asks for names, badge numbers, an identification, not out of formality, but as a measure of professionalism. Right away, it's clear this is more than a routine encounter. The officers comply, but their tone betrays irritation, that subtle defensiveness that often appears when authority is being held to account in real time. The auditor explains why these details matter. His goal isn't confrontation, it's about principle. He's not chasing viral clips or trying to provoke. He's highlighting a deeper issue, that public trust isn't built in dramatic arrests or press conferences, but in everyday interactions. The way officers speak to people, the respect they show, and the consistency of how they follow procedure. These small actions collectively define how the police are perceived. Then, the conversation sharpens. The auditor shifts focus to their use of body-worn cameras. He accuses the officers of failing to announce their activation, something required by policy, yet too often overlooked. On the surface, it might seem like a minor technical lapse, but the auditor treats it as a symbol of a wider cultural problem. Shortcuts, little oversights that, when repeated across hundreds of encounters, erode accountability from the inside out.
Your name?
I don't need to give my name.
Okay, well I gave you mine.
Right, we let you carry on recording wherever you want to record. We've got other work to get on with, so if there's no pressing matters that you want us to deal with, we'll pop back inside.
Well, yeah, I was actually having a conversation with you. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
So, and for you, the way that you just done that was actually quite rude. Okay, this is the whole problem. When you've got a member of the public talking to you, every single member of the public has the right to actually stop and speak with an officer and ask questions, and that's exactly what I was doing. Okay,
my colleague had answered the question.
Well, I don't know actually what the question was. You said about the way we pull people from their cars.
Okay, right. Basically, it's the way that you actually follow what the law actually is. Okay, and actually follow what your procedures actually are. It's like right now you've got your camera on. Okay, you should have told me at the first possible moment. Okay, that you had actually put your camera on and you were recording. Okay, and that is part of your actual code of ethics that you actually do that under section 3.5.
Well, that would normally be the case if we had detained you or we were...
Well, no, it's as soon as you actually put a camera on. It's as soon as you put a camera on.
I put my camera on when I was inside the building, so you weren't there to tell, were you?
Yeah, but you put it on knowing that you were coming to me. Okay, and you should have told me at the first available moment.
So that's your complaint,
okay.
Is it?
No, it's not complaint. I didn't say it was a complaint, but this is what I'm saying. It's small things that build up to a big thing, okay? Also, it makes your job harder, and it means that things are not followed correctly. Right, and that is what the problem is, okay? There's so many different things and so many corners being cut, right?
The auditor doesn't let it slide. He calls out the corner cutting head on, breaking through the usual polite exchange. Every skipped step, every unchecked detail, he argues, chips away at credibility. To him, procedure isn't paperwork, it's the foundation of trust. The officers brush him off, insisting they've got other work to do. But the auditor stands firm. This is the work, he says, his voice calm but sharp. Accountability isn't extra, it's part of the job. You can feel the silence that follows. He's not just debating, he's holding up a mirror to the system itself. His words carry weight because they echo a larger truth. The public doesn't expect perfection, they expect consistency. When rules are bent for convenience, even small shortcuts start to look like corruption. The auditor lays it out plainly. What feels like minor oversight to police feels like betrayal to the people they serve. The disconnect between how officers see their duty and how the public experiences their actions becomes the heart of this moment. His persistence turns what began as a casual encounter into a confrontation with meaning. It's not about a single lapse. It's about a culture that's forgotten the power of doing things by the book every time. No exceptions.
And it's not right. It's not right. Okay, you're there as officers, okay, to uphold the law, right? And yes, we need a police force, and it's very important that we have a police force. But what members of the public want is they do not want a corrupt police force. They want police constables that will actually uphold the law and obey the law as it should be done, and not cut corners. Okay, so when you look at that, how then would you see if you could change one thing, okay, to try and bring the public and the police back together? What would you bring? What would you do?
Well, it's not for me to comment on.
Well, why not? You're a serving constable.
Well, there's probably. Well, at this stage, I'm not going to make a comment about that.
Would you not want to see the police and the actual public closer together? Do they work together a lot better?
Well, I think, obviously, and to a certain extent we do. We've come out here to talk to you because that's what you obviously wanted. So you want us to
To engage with officers, yeah.
Okay, and then we've asked what you're doing, and you said you're just recording something for whatever reason, just to probably get evidence on how we communicate with you or how we interact with you.
Yeah.
Having said that, then that's happened now, so there's no reason for us to continue a conversation.
Yeah, but then there were other questions then that I've asked you, like the one that I've just asked you, okay? Now, you say about you can't comment. Yes, you can comment, okay, as an officer, because it's good for the powers that be higher up the chain to see exactly how officers actually feel, okay? And unless officers actually speak up and the public speak up exactly what I'm doing, right, then things aren't ever going to change. And that's why I asked you outright, okay, if there was one thing that you could actually do, what would it be?
The auditor shifts gears, dropping what might be the most disarming question of the day. If you could change just one thing, he asks, to bring the police and the public closer together, what would it be? For a moment, the officers just stay. The question hangs in the air, heavy but simple. It's not an attack, it's an invitation. Yet their hesitation speaks volumes. One officer shrugs, another looks away. Someone mutters that it's not for them to say, that those decisions come from higher up. The auditor doesn't let them off easy. That's funny, he says. I've asked inspectors and sergeants the same question, and they did have answers. His tone isn't mocking, just disappointed. The silence that follows cuts deeper than any argument. It's not defiance is facing, it's disconnect on .to the viewer. It's a powerful moment. These are frontline officers, the people the public see every day. And yet, when asked how to rebuild trust, they have nothing to say. Their silence becomes symbolic, not just of uncertainty, but of an institution so used to defending itself that it's forgotten how to reflect. The camera lingers on their faces. The tension isn't loud anymore. It's quiet, thoughtful, uncomfortable, because in that pause, the truth becomes clear. Change doesn't start at the top. It starts right here, on the street, in conversations like this. And if those sworn to save can't even imagine what that change might look like, then maybe the divide is deeper than anyone wants to admit.
Not a hard question to answer, and that's the question that a lot of officers have answered for me.
Okay, well, so why do you want to ask it from someone else then? If they've told you the answer?
No, that's from their own perspective. This is from your perspective.
Okay, well, I wouldn't know where to start.
You wouldn't know where to
There's
start.
probably more things. There's probably a load of things. It's not.
Well, I'm only asking for one. I'm only asking for one thing.
I don't know. Can't give you an answer right now.
You can't give me an answer right now.
So the question is, there's one thing I could change about what the police relationship with the public. Is that essentially what it is? You want to jump in with an answer? I can't.
If you can help out with an answer as well, that'd be cool.
What's the question? Repeat it, please.
Okay. If there was one thing that you could actually change to try and bring the public and the police back together to work closer together, what would it be?
Well,
Change.
The perception is that we are opposite sides of the fence. The public and the police are not against each other. So that
Well, no, the public have lost a lot of faith in the police.
in certain circumstances.
Okay, and this is why people would like to see a change, and they want things to be done correctly. And that's why I asked you if there was one thing that could be changed, and I don't see why it's such a hard question to actually answer. I've had inspectors, I've had sergeants, I've had DCs, I've had so many officers actually answer this question, so I don't see why it's such a hard question to answer.
I said the perception that it's us and them. Us, the police, but there's you, the public. Why have you lost confidence with the police? Obviously you have. You're standing out here in a winter's day,
Well, it doesn't mean that I've lost faith, okay? What I actually want is I want a clean police force, okay? That actually uphold the law, right? And officers that break the law should not be allowed to actually step down and walk away from their job and then get a pension if they've actually broken the law, okay? They should be actually done as anybody else would for breaking the law, and they should not be then given their pension from the public purse, right, for something that they've done wrong. And this is what people are actually asking questions about. If you look at the Met alone, right, and you look over the period of 2018 to 2019, okay, in a 12-month period, you actually had just over 600 officers, okay, that were up for breaking the law, that then managed to step down when they were being investigated, and they've taken a pension.
The auditor doesn't hold back this time. He comes armed with facts, figures, and frustration. He cites a shocking number. Over 600 Metropolitan Police officers accused of misconduct in just a single year. The camera catches the officers shifting slightly, the mood tightening. It's no longer a casual chat. This has turned into an uncomfortable reckoning. He presses on. Many of those officers, he says, quietly retired before investigations were complete, walking away with full pensions and no public accountability. To him, that's not just a flaw in the system, it's a betrayal of public trust. The taxpayers pay the price while those accused of wrongdoing simply vanish from the record books. One officer tries to counter, explaining that pensions are based on years of service, not personal conduct. But the auditor doesn't flinch. Then that's the problem, he replies sharply. Because when misconduct goes unpunished, the badge loses meaning. His tone isn't angry, it's disappointed, almost weary. He argues that if officers want the public's respect, they have to earn it through transparency, not technicalities. Letting people retire to dodge accountability, he says, isn't justice, it's protectionism disguised as policy. The moment hits hard. It's no longer about one encounter on a public street. It's about an institution shielding itself from consequence. The evidence is clear, the loopholes are real, and the silence from the officers speaks louder than any denial.